everybody, welcome to this edition of Shit Talking, bonus episode number 10, hashtag Stay at Home edition episode number 9. On today's show, we're going to check up on some celebrity news, take a look at some family photos, and I have a very special goodbye segment. We have quite a bit to cover today, so I'm going to jump right into yet another cheesy monologue. Yes, I made an intro for it. It's become a staple. Deal with it. Here we go. I've always wondered what was worse than having ants in your pants, and then I realized it's uncles. In a recent study, people have admitted that they've moved past having 3 sons and are now into having 4 sons. That way, if one person doesn't show up, you're still having a threesome, and if two people don't show up, you're guaranteed sex still. I did a drug test for work, and it came back negative. My dealer's got a lot of explaining to do. When my time comes, I'd like to go in my sleep peacefully like my grandfather did, not screaming on the bus like his passengers. They say money talks, and fortunately mine only says bye, bitch. Here's today's thought to ponder. Life is like a bird. It's cute until it poops on your head. When I was a kid, I'll admit I was addicted to doing the hokey pokey, but I'm proud to say I eventually turned myself around. I hate it when I have to sit in traffic. I always get run over. I like to dedicate this next quote, joke, whatever you want to call it, to my friend Adam. He is the type of person that if you call him an ass to his face, he will take it as a compliment. He loves being evil. So Adam, this is for you. They say that knowledge is power and that power corrupts. So study hard, my friend, and be evil. And finally, I'll just put this out there. If you don't like my driving, stay off the sidewalks. A YouTube star is in the news for all the wrong reasons, and a convicted murderer's mother is mad at the Canadian prison systems. Those stories and more in this edition of Table Talk. I hope I pronounced this name correctly. I apologize if I don't. Vitaly Zadorovetsky was arrested April 12th for allegedly assaulting a woman in Miami Beach while she was jogging by herself. She told the cops he jumped out and tackled her and then proceeded to punch her in the chest and head. I'm going to show you the photos. If you are squeamish at all, they're not bad, but if you're squeamish at all, look away for about 2 seconds. Okay, you can look again. I took the picture off. That was Lily Jensen. Those are in pictures that were obtained by TMZ from her attorney that show the extent of the injuries. She required stitches above her right eye. Her eyeball was bloodied. The area around her eye socket was badly bruised and swollen. Vitaly is facing a criminal charge of felony aggravated assault and is now facing a personal private lawsuit from Jensen for damages caused by the assault. According to the lawsuit, Vitaly, quote, jumped out from behind bushes, punched her from behind, tackled her to the ground, and while straddling her, savagely punched and beat her mercilessly. Jensen's personal lawsuit is for medical bills, pain and suffering, disability, disfigurement, loss of earnings, and mental anguish. Her attorney added, quote, Ms. Jensen was the subject of an unprovoked attack on Easter Sunday by someone who seems proud of behaving in this fashion. This cannot happen in Miami or anywhere, and we hope he faces the justice he deserves. TMZ has reached out to the YouTube star, but has not heard back. The Indianapolis Police Department detective that was caught making a horrible comment after the shooting death of Sean Reed, who was live streaming on Facebook Live at the time. Indy Metro Police Chief Randall Taylor told the Indianapolis Star that the detective will be suspended, but not for sure how long. After the suspension, he will be reassigned to another unit for safety reasons. Also, for safety reasons, the identity of the officer is still unknown. Reed's family told TMZ that grief was made even worse when they heard the detective say, quote, I think it's going to be a closed casket, homie, end quote, moments after the fatal shot. During the incident, Reed was seen behind the wheel of a car before he bailed out on foot. As he ran, someone was heard yelling, stop, stop, with Reed responding, F you, and shots were fired. Sorry, my man. That's a story I will keep you updated on because that's something that I'm interested in continuing. So, I'm just going to say it. This piece of next to me, here's what happened. Luca Magnotta did not receive the death penalty when he went from killing kittens to killing people. The convicted murderer's mother, Anna Yorkin, tells TMZ she wants to see her son released from prison early, even though authorities have already said it's a no-go. Because, and I quote, she's afraid he will contract COVID-19. Luca was sentenced to 25 years to life and is not eligible for any form of parole until June 4th, 2034. And his mother says this is another form of, quote, the death penalty, end quote. Anna believes her son deserves a second chance and thinks he's, quote, been fully rehabilitated and ready to return to society, end quote. According as TMZ reported, the Correctional Services of Canada, which oversee all prisons, say that Luca is not going to be released early. For those interested in the whole background of this arrest, and this is not a joke, there is a documentary on it on Netflix called, and I quote, Don't with Cats. Don't with Cats. That's what it's called on Netflix. So if you want to hear the story of a guy who murdered kittens, go look it up. And that's why before I called him what I called him. So this next segment I started a couple of episodes ago, and it's quickly become one of my favorites. So here comes another hilarious edition of Here Come the Popo. Okay, so here we go. These are hilarious. First one. A woman in the 100 block of Hanover told police she received a Christmas card that warned her to, quote, keep her legs closed. The truth hurts. Here comes the next one. An Oak Hill community couple discovered a thief in their house after her husband told a joke and they heard laughter coming from upstairs. Take Criminology 101. Don't laugh at the homeowner's jokes. Oy vey. Number 3. I never understood why police ask for a composite sketch of a criminal when they're masked. They always come out like this, and it's not even helpful. This next one. Police arrested a Fayetteville man for driving a stolen car after he stopped and asked for directions. That, ladies, is why men don't do it. And I just broke bro code explaining it to you. This one's funny, especially the end of it. Dog attack, Lower Duck Pond, Lithia Park, and Ashland. Police responded to a call of dogs running loose and attacking the ducks. The dog owner was cited, and it says the ducks refused medical treatment. Either you take an animal to the vet or you don't. Why would you ask the ducks permission? This next one really explains, or really demonstrates, I should say, demonstrates how about the American culture. So suspicious people were reportedly doing something with flashlights. Upon further investigation, it turns out they were just Canadians. The out-of-towners were out for an evening stroll. And that's exactly it. People here in the United States don't go for strolls. So that's how they knew something was wrong. I love it when newspapers have to put corrections in the paper. Normally, it's just like fixing the spelling of a last name. They don't ever really get as bad as this one. A headline from the February 5th edition of the Inquirer Bulletin incorrectly stated, stolen groceries, and it should have read homicide. Because those are so close in spelling. Police are looking for a man who tried to... Oh, I hit the wrong button. I had it pulled up. I just clicked the wrong thing. All right, here we go. Police are looking for a man who tried to rob a Wendy's with a plastic bag over his head. Lieutenant Tom Basham told the Orange County Register, a man pulled up to the drive-through window, pointed a gun at the worker, and demanded money. The server closed the window and walked away. Dude, don't be so lazy. I'm not saying that to say go get a job. I'm just saying you have to go in. They can shut a window. I mean, use your head. Here we go. A caller on West Point Drive reported that a belligerent squirrel would not allow him to use the boat dock. The caller stated he knew there was nothing that they could do. He just wanted to let them know, quote, what kind of squirrels they have in the community, end quote. Really? And finally, this one's funny. Police chief, I'm going to say that again. Police chief, and one more time just for effect. Police chief Billy Pickens lost a handgun and cell phone from his patrol car while his car was being washed by prisoners at a local training facility. Did I mention he was a police chief and that he probably should have known better than to leave your gun in the car? Oy vey. So, who doesn't love having a family photo taken? I mean, I just came from our Mother's Day. I know it was a week behind, but because of quarantine, we didn't do it last week. Anyway, but anytime my family gets together, we have to take a bunch of pictures. Even if it's Christmas Eve and we come home from church, we take a bunch of pictures, and then not even 24 hours later, take a bunch of more pictures because we've changed so drastically in a 24-hour period. Anyway, well, these are not so normal family photos in a segment I like to call, What's Wrong Here? Okay, I'm going to start this off by saying all I did to find these was go to Google and I clicked on images and I typed in funny family photos. That's where I got all of these pictures. I think I know these people in the first picture. The girl kind of looks like who I think it is, and if it weren't for her, I don't think I would think that the husband looks like her husband, though, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But here we go, and if it's you guys, I apologize. That's just where I found it. Okay, so for this next one, I'm going to have to say, disclaimer, children younger than the age of 87 years old, please don't watch this next picture. I just want to say clearly, thank you, Mom and Dad, for never doing this in one of our family pictures. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that no one should be looking at that picture. Oy vey. So this next one proves that apparently back in the day, we let kids smoke. Now, I know I'm one of those that with my nephews who, the youngest one is 10 years old. So with my nephews, I always criticize them for taking their devices everywhere we go. But apparently, back in the day, we also did. They just weren't as easy to transport. Like this picture. Okay, this one I don't understand why the dad is okay sitting there calling his daughters hoes. But hey, I guess he knows them better than we do. This one is a throwback to the 90s Vanilla Ice. Ice, ice, baby. No, the kid won't remember it, but they'll have that picture to prove it. This next one, and I know the saying that when you assume you make an ass of you and me. I know that saying. Keeping that in mind, let me just say this. I assume these people are pro-gun. I'm assuming that they are probably NRA members. And obviously you can tell I'm playing off the word of assume because the picture makes it obvious. I don't know what told me that, but that's just my gut feeling about those people. For anyone that didn't get the joke, they were holding an assault rifle in the picture. This next one, I just feel horrible for these kids. Why would you memorialize this? See, Devin, you were ugly. And this next one, oh, I'm sorry. This next one, I can understand it having the cat in the picture, and I see where the cat is. Can anyone point out the dummy? Oh, I see him. The girl with the tall hair. That's the dummy. Again, why? And finally, I'm just going to show you this one by shaking my head no. So who doesn't love it when kids say the darndest things? And that even used to be a television show. Excuse me. And I think they just recently brought it back. I don't know. I thought I saw commercials for it. But anyway. So I was looking online and I found some homework assignments and test questions that are obviously written by kids that are hilarious. So it's time for another exciting episode or exciting edition of Oops. Okay, so the test question was, what ended in 1896? They answered 1895. The next one, the question was, explain what hard water is. The answer, ice. The next one, question, you fell on the playground and scratched your knee. The answer, get up and deal with it. Next one, the teacher was looking for a drawing of a word that begins with the letter F. First of all, I don't know why they chose this word. Secondly, I hope that it's a picture of someone bending over farting. And that it's not what I think I see, and that the yellow isn't what I think it is. Next question. What does the term hermaphrodite mean? The answer, Lady Gaga. I love you, Lady Gaga. The children were asked to draw something and measure it. And they put that the person drew scissors, but I don't know. Here's the question. Explain how you know, I'm guessing that the answer, explain how you know about the answer to the question above. The answer, I read the book. Duh. Next question, next one. I'm assuming that their assignment was to write a Mother's Day letter or a letter to their mom for some reason. Here's what they wrote. Dear Mom, thank you so much for being my mom. If I had a different mom, I'd punch her in the face and go find you. Nice. The teacher asked the students to write out their dreams, and I hope this child can shoot higher, aim higher for your dreams, because she wants to work at Taco Bell with her mom. Or he. And finally, the teacher, I'm guessing, asked them to unscramble the words to make a sentence. And I think that the sentence is supposed to say, my goat is in a pen, not my penis in a goat. Even if there was a space there, my pen is in a goat? Why'd you put it there? Anyway. Well, it's time for the end of the show. Yep, that's right. I did not do a you burnt segment this time. So, as I said in a couple of, I want to say it was the first episode I did. I plan to put like a heartwarming story here, and I found one that we need right now, especially with all this COVID-19 stuff going on. And this story really makes me smile. This is Sylvia Goldschultz. She is a 108-year-old COVID-19 survivor. Congratulations. Sylvia Goldschultz received a shout out from New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy at his daily press briefing on Thursday following her successful battle with COVID-19. Quote, a tremendous life, a tremendous spirit, and a tremendous show of strength. A tremendous role model for us all. For all of the rest of us. So to you, Sylvia, we send you all of our best for many, many more years to come. How about another 108, perhaps? End quote. Goldschultz, who has lived at the Allendale Community for Senior Living since 2007, was moved to the facility's isolation wing after she tested positive for the virus, according to News 12 in New Jersey. Within weeks, however, they say she recovered and was released. Goldschultz told the newspaper, quote, it's very dangerous. I survived everything because I was determined to survive. Congratulations, Sylvia. You have the heart of gold, which is why you are our first ever Golden Heart Award recipients. I don't actually have a physical one here. I'm going to work on that. I'll show it to you next episode. Congratulations. You rock. For being 108 and surviving this disease that's horrible, you have got to have a lot of willpower. So congratulations. And until next time, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home, and always come back anytime you need some shit talking.